All right, so let's get started here. If you guys are new, appreciate if you come in here, hit that like button and subscribe. If you guys have never been here before, hit that red subscribe button. Also know we are sponsored by the FAMX exchange. Link is in the description. Check that out if you guys are looking for a new exchange. So let's kind of look at first where Bitcoin is at, where I think we're headed, and then we can go from there. Remember, guys, we're on both TikTok and YouTube at Crypto Boss Andrew. So if you guys want to watch the replay or whatever, we are on YouTube for that. So let's start on the daily chart for Bitcoin right now. Eventually, we'll get over to Bookmap. But since the last time we talked, we have definitely made a lower low. I guess the last time I was live was Tuesday. Sorry about that. The last time I was live was Tuesday, I do believe. And I believe that was the day that Bitcoin dumped. So let's look at this right now. Yeah, it actually was. I remember because we talked about FTX failing. And actually now I have a BlockFi credit card and they just suspended you from even using it anymore. So who knows what's going to happen with that? Probably never going to come back, which is unfortunate because I really liked earning rewards on my credit card. But maybe it will in a long time, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, let's look at Bitcoin right now and kind of see where we're headed. Right now, you obviously made a lower low and are continuing lower. So on the daily time frame, you made a lower low. The current low is $15,426. And the previous low a few months ago, I believe, was $17,500, maybe $17,600, depending on what exchange you looked at. But on Coinbase, you have definitely made a lower low. But on any exchange, you made a lower low down to about the $15,700 level. Now, I thought the bottom was in. I'm thinking right now the bottom is actually not in. You might definitely get a strong bounce to the upside. But you know, until you get back above 17,500, you can't be bullish. So the next support to the downside is all the way back there at $14,000 from the moonshot. Let me go to the weekly chart. Maybe I can show you that better. Yeah, I would actually beg to say that the support, maybe you're going to get some support right here at this local high where you got rejected for a few days in the last bull run before it really started, which is all the way at 12.5. So I wouldn't be surprised at all if Bitcoin does go that low. I'm going to keep saying that. I think that is on the table. 14K is on the table, maybe even 10K until you get back above $17,500, which was a good support. That was the last local low before you had another leg down just the other day. So to me, if you don't get back above 17.5, you are headed for 14K and then 12.5. The reason I say 14K is there's a lot of liquidity on the order books there at 14K, but there's really no real support there until 12.5. So if you cannot get back above 17.5, there's no reason you should not continue lower, which to me is obviously not good news for a lot of people. So let's go over to Bookmap. Let me get that started. I thought it was already open, so I'm sorry about that. But Bookmap tells you where the liquidity is at on Bitcoin, so let's look at that. Let me let it load for a second, and then we'll look and see what it's saying. The other day we looked, like I said, $14,000 is where the most liquidity is at. You look on this right side of my screen to see where it's at. So right now, on the smaller time frames, at the bottom of my screen, I think you guys can see that on TikTok, $16,000 has the biggest green candle, which is telling me there's a lot more liquidity down here at $16,000 than higher. So that's confirming, well, it's not confirming, nothing's guaranteed, right? But it's telling me we are probably going to head lower to $16,000. That is probably the next stop, right? Then I zoom out even more. You have a ton of liquidity at 15.5. Let me zoom out a little bit more, and you have a lot of liquidity in that $15,000 area. Let me keep zooming out. So right now, when I zoom out all the way, the most liquidity is in the $15,000 area. So it was $14,000. They moved it up a little bit, but it's still confirming a move to the downside of $16,000, and then probably $15,500 would be next. You have a good amount of liquidity at $12,000, almost at this. I think you have the same at $12,000 as you do $15,000. So to me, Bookmap is telling us, if nothing else, we are going to go a few $1,000s lower, at least to 16K tonight. I'm not going to say tonight, but at least 16K. And like I said, if you don't get back above 75, you can just bet, you can just assume that we are going to go to the next support, which is 12.5, or at least where the most liquidity is, at least at the 15.5 area. And my guess is when you get down to that level, they'll just move the liquidity lower until you hit the next support. So I'm not saying we're going to go down to 12K, but it's very likely that we do. So just be ready for that. So that is kind of what Bitcoin is looking like right now. You can't, if you can't get above 17.5, it's game over short term on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin going to 12,000, I think that's very realistic and possible. Appreciate the follow. Sorry, as I'm reading the comments, I'm just going to move my phone a little bit. Would you see ETH around 500? I think if Bitcoin goes to 12K, Ethereum will definitely go make a new low. I think the previous low was around $750. So I would say that Ethereum going to $500 is very possible. I would say that is very possible and very likely if that does happen. I did just make a Jasmine video, so that's why that was there. But yeah, Ethereum going down to $500, I think is on the table. And if Bitcoin goes to 12K, Ethereum, in my opinion, is very likely to go down to $500. So, guys, if you guys if you guys are new, I do take requests. So make sure, if you guys want to request any coin you want me to look at, let me know. But yeah, Ethereum, I would not be surprised at all if it does go that low. So obviously in the last leg down, this is the weekly chart for Ethereum. Around the 20th of June, the time Bitcoin was around 17.5, Ethereum's low was around $850 or so with the wick. There's no reason, especially Bitcoin can't get above 17.5, why Ethereum would not eventually follow to the downside. Just a few days ago it was at $1,600. Now it's currently at $1,250, and it's struggling right now. So I did have, maybe it was on the 3-day chart, I almost said that this was like a symmetrical triangle. It breaks to the upside 50% of the time. It breaks to the downside 50% of the time. If it wanted to break to the upside, I don't remember drawing this, but the measured move was 23.53. And if it wants to break to the downside, which seems most likely right now as we're in a bear market, the target is $150. Now, I remember making those targets. I don't remember actually doing it, but I remember talking about these targets. I said $150 seems extremely low and unlikely, but if Bitcoin's really going to go back to $10,000 to $12,000, I wouldn't rule this out of the table. I mean, I'll tell you this: next time Ethereum is back below $1,000, that would be the good time to DCA, and we're only 25% away from Ethereum doing that. I'm not saying it's going to go to 150. I think that's a little steep. Then again, who knows, right? If we go back to the all-time high for Ethereum in this last bull market, the all-time high was $4,886. So let me just find a calculator really quick. So $4,886, and then times that by 85% is usually what Bitcoin does in a bear market. So Ethereum would be even more. But minus $4,886, that's saying Ethereum should go to $732, which is where it was at on the last low almost. It was about $100 off of that. So I think $150, I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think it going back below 1,000 is almost guaranteed at this point with Bitcoin continuing to struggle. So Ethereum back to 500, I think is 100% on the table. I think it's probably more likely that we hit $500 before we hit $5,000 again. I will say that for sure. For Ethereum. So another coin that I was looking at and that I actually just sold today was Trump coin. It's up 85% today. That's a coin. I'm not gonna show you guys these coins, but I do. It's just the coin I'm in. So do your own research. I'm not saying buy it or anything, guys. Also, we have a Telegram group. Feel free to join that. It is free to join, where we just talk about general crypto and questions and some projects that we're in. So feel free to join that. I would like to continue to grow that. But yeah, I think that sums up the big things I want to talk about. Bitcoin still being bearish. We talked about Ethereum for sure. We talked about Jasmine a little bit, and of course Trump coin. And of course we have the affiliate links in the description and bio, depending if you guys are on TikTok or YouTube. And yeah. So let me see. Appreciate the follow, Top M87. And appreciate the follow, AK. If Bitcoin and ETH go down around 12,500, should I buy Bitcoin or Ethereum? 100% Ethereum, because it has a smaller market cap. That's just, but personally, I would rather have Ethereum, but I'm probably going to be buying the same amount. When I dollar cost average in right now, I'm buying the same amount of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm starting to buy some Cardano. I'm buying the same amount. But I think if you're trying to be a little bit aggressive, but also, stay in some of the top coins market cap wise, Ethereum would have the best opportunity for return, especially depending on how low Ethereum goes. You have the best opportunity for return, I would assume, in Ethereum. But if you guys just want to be safe, then there's no problem buying both of the same amount, right? Either way, if you buy one Bitcoin or whatever that would be in Ethereum, say that's equal to 10 Ethereum. I don't know, it's probably not, but assume it was. I think the 10 Ethereum will make you more money in the next bull run than one Bitcoin. But, that's how I would see it, because the market cap is smaller than Bitcoin. But I also think, if you just buy one Bitcoin in 4 years, you'll be very happy, because I think if you were buying one Bitcoin at $16,800 and you never bought another one, I think that's probably going to do a 10x from where we're at now to the top of the next bull run. Meaning Bitcoin is probably going to hit several hundred thousand in the next bull run, like we thought it would the previous one, but it didn't happen. But maybe if Bitcoin goes to 10,000, then obviously a 10x would be very easy to 100K. That would even be a double from the all-time high if that were to happen. But I think Ethereum probably is more of a chance to have bigger returns than Bitcoin. But, that's just what I'm thinking. Hey, guys, if you guys have any requests, let me know. Otherwise, that's kind of my stream in a nutshell. But I will stay on if there's more requests. I save up around 18,000 and ready to invest. Should I wait for what you should do is dollar cost average. You should not just, because if you think this is the bottom and then we go lower, you'll be mad. If you think this is not the bottom and then we go higher, we never go below 16 or below 15K again, then you'll be mad that you didn't buy the dip. So if you want to be smart about it, dollar cost average. So that's just what I would recommend. So FTTC, someone requested on YouTube that we look at FTTC. So let's see what that is. I don't know what that is. FTTC, is it on Uniswap? Let me know if it's on what exchange, because if it's on Uniswap, maybe it's on Dex Tools. Is it on Dex Tools? If it is, can you send me the contract address? Or is it just FTT? I know what FTT is. I've heard of FTT recently. We can look at that on the KuCoin exchange. I just don't know if you're talking about FTT or something else. So let me know, and I'll look at it. If it's FTT, we'll look at it. I'll tell you if it's FTT, it looks horrible. Ever since it came out, it's gone straight down. Start at $70. Now we're at $2. This is the weekly chart, but still, this came out 2021 November, almost basically a year ago, and my God, yikes. So I don't know which one it is. If this looks horrible, this chart looks horrible. So I'll tell you what I'm doing. Not financial advice. I'm buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano, and then some altcoins to have fun with in the next bull run. And I'm buying the same amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum. Not the same amount, but the same dollar amount for each of those. So whatever a few $100s every month or every week, however often you want to do it, or every day buys you, that's how much I'm putting in. So hypothetically, I'm putting in $100 a month into Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. It's more than that, but I'm saying hypothetically the same dollar amount. So whatever that dollar amount would buy you, that's what I'm doing. As the bull run gets closer, maybe I'll start buying some altcoins or some more altcoins, but for right now, those are the three main I'm definitely going to be investing in the next bull run. So I still haven't heard back from not me, not you, but who on YouTube, so I don't know if this is the coin or not, but yeah. Crypto died, rest in peace. Well, I'll say this. You want to invest when everyone's fearful, and you want to sell when everyone's greedy. I'm not going to try to show you this coin, but I'm just going to say this and leave it at this. I was invested in this coin called Trump coin. It just came out. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. It moonshot it up over 150% at the peak. And I decided after it was up like 100%, I would get out. Because usually when stuff goes up that fast, it does correct. So I got out at like 10.5. Now it's at 10.0, or just 10, I should say. But it went all the way up to 18, and now it's crashing down again. So I think, when something moons hard, you need to get out. Just like in Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was at $69,000, no one probably thought that was a good time to get out, but that was a good time to get out if you looked at the weekly chart. And of course, now you have the crash. And now when everyone's fearful, just the opposite, you want to be investing when everyone's fearful. And so it's just the opposite. You want to do the opposite of what everyone else is doing, and you'll probably make a lot of money. Speaking of that, let's look at the fear and greed index, something I haven't looked at recently. It's at 21. We're in extreme fear right now, according to this. Last week we were just in fear, then you had the crash, and now apparently we're in extreme fear. So, yeah, we haven't been greedy in a very long time. So probably in at least 6+ months, but that is a fear and greed index. Usually when this is below a 10, that's the best time to get into crypto. Obviously this year it wasn't completely accurate because I think this was down to 7 or 8 at 17.5 in the summertime this year. And then of course we did go lower now where the price is lower, but this is higher, which is interesting to me, but it still gives you a good idea of how the market is feeling at the moment. So. S&P 500 the best. Well, I mean, that's doing horrible too. But, hey, I don't think it's bad. I personally don't invest any more money to the stock market now, but I don't think it's a bad idea to have a little bit of both, crypto and the stock market. I personally am not going to ever do that. I still have some money in my retirement account before I got into crypto that I probably won't sell. And if I do, maybe I'll add something to that. I'm just not going to add money to my stock account. Maybe my retirement account, but not my stock account. I believe in crypto too much to probably ever go back to the stock market full board, 100%. I just don't. First of all, I like crypto. It trades 24/7, and I know the returns of crypto are much bigger. And there's much more growth opportunity in crypto than the stock market because there's no one in crypto yet. There's really not when you compare it to the stock market. So, Uniswap. He said Dex Screener, FTTC. So let's look. I can see if it's let me see if I can find it. FTTC. If this isn't right, tell me. So it's currently. So I don't know. This is some coin that someone requested that we look at. So I'm not saying I'm investing in it. But the volume right now is 500,000. Market cap is 1.2 mil. So yes, it's a small market cap, but for the Coins Index Tools and Uniswap, this is actually not a super small market cap. So right now, this is the daily chart. There's no data on the daily chart for the RSI because it came out like not even a week ago. So let's go to the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is just starting to get some data. You actually have room to go on the 4-hour chart. I can't do a lot of TA on this because it just came out. Let's look at the 1-hour chart. 1-hour chart right now, you didn't even get into the overbought territory before you started to fall, and now you're getting another rally. To me, you're making lower highs and lower lows. Well, I take that back. You're not making lower lows. Let's just see I'm going to draw some stuff and see what I see on the chart. Sometimes that's what you got to do. So to me, that's, what I just drew, that's a symmetrical triangle. These break up 50% of the time, and they break down 50% of the time. So just using traditional TA without thinking about the hype or anything, I'll go to that low right there. If this is a really bullish project, everyone's really excited, the target for this move would be 0.009198. And let me see what the percent would be for that. About 169%. And if you want to go to the downside, or if it does dump to the downside, the measure move would be, I think it's more likely you pump because the measure move to the downside would be a lower low, and that's probably unlikely. It's possible, I guess. But the measure move to the upside would be a higher high, and the chart overall doesn't look too bearish to me. I don't know. It's hard to know what this is. I'm just looking at the chart. But the measure move for that would be basically 0.0092. That's the measurement. I have no clue what this is. they have a Telegram group? They do. I mean, they do have a Telegram group, so that's, hopeful. The Dex score is good, 92. I don't know. It doesn't seem like a scam or anything, but I just don't know what this project is. The chart doesn't look horrible, though. I'll tell you that. It's definitely not a pump and dump. I think a pump and dump would have dumped within the first day or two, and this has been out for almost a week, so I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know what this is, but that's what I'm looking at right now. Just chatting degen. Well, that's okay. I did TA on it. If you want to be a true degen, I would say you want to go for coins with a smaller market cap than 1.2 million if you want to be a complete degen. Like I'm talking about coins that are coming out that have a starting market cap of under $10,000. That's a true degen. But that's just my opinion. FTT to 0, dump some CRO. Can you short FTT? Because if you could, you'd be making a living, right? You'd make a living. Well, oh my God, it dumped even more. Now it's at what? 2? I guess it was at that. It was at that when I just looked at. Never mind. That just, yikes. That's a bearish engulfing candle. So I mean, yikes. I mean, doesn't look like a scam. Appreciate the follow. So if you guys have any other requests, let me know. Hopefully you guys can request me coins that will make us money and not do this. I mean, if you're shorting this, I guess this is printing you money. How much is it down from the all-time high? That's what I'm curious about. It's only down a casual 96% from the all-time high, which was over a year ago. So I'll say that. But I mean, that's bad. And then from the last local high, it's down another 93%. So FTT, let's get to a coin that isn't a complete scam. How's Luna doing? Luna's at 18,175. I'm going to clear the charts on Luna, and we're going to see, I'm going to go to the daily chart. Yeah, Luna doesn't look very bullish to me. I will say this, RSI on Luna is very low, so it's probably due for a bounce. So is the 4 hour. 1 hour. What is the 1 hour doing? 1 hour did not break. 1 hour did not break a previous high. So to me, overall, this is still bearish. Luna's still bearish. PBX. You were in at $90,000 on this coin. Holy! So are you still in the coin? That's awesome. You got like a 10x then. So that's kind of like a degen move then, I guess, if you got in that early. Someone requested PBX. This looks horrible too. It's just straight down. Why would you want to invest in this? I know in a bear market, but like some coins have just, what does a weekly chart look like? Do I even want to look? Weekly chart. Why? Why would you want to? Why would you want to even look at this? Daily chart on the RSI is lower. The 4 hour chart is low. The 1 hour chart is bearish. I mean, this coin is going to go to 0, so I'm not going to even try to really do TA on it. If the chart is straight down, like you can only do so much TA on it. I mean, really. So yeah, that's PBX. I'm not going to do any more than that. That looks horrible. The rate exchanges are closing, and we will all be back to shopping on the Silk Road again. I hope not. What do I think of render chart, please? I can look at render. RVN. So let me put my phone down and hold on a second. Okay, sorry about that. I got a text. All right, so what do I think about the render chart? And then I don't know what RVN is. RVN, what is RVN? All right, well, we got render first. I just wanted to see if I had RDN on here. What? Okay. This chart looks bad too. Yeah, all I can say about RNDR, whatever this shit coin is the daily chart's low, the 4-hour chart's low, but it's supposed to be. That's clearly a lower high here, right? I mean, just guys, these coins are going to zero. Why are we looking at them? Yeah, I can't. These coins look horrible. So I mean, that's another coin that just there's no point looking at. It's going down, down, down. The overall trend is down. There's no point even trying to invest in it unless you're shorting it. So I'm not gonna. Just no point. RVN Raven coin. I have heard of this coin at least. So thank the Lord for that. Because the other coins you guys are trying to. But even Raven, dude, is getting destroyed on the weekly chart. Let's look at the daily chart. Daily chart doesn't look much better, but at least this had a nice rally. It's still in a massive downtrend, though. Yeah, daily chart is trying to get the bounce here. Clearly, that is a lower low on the daily chart, but it is trying to get the bounce on the daily. And the 4-hour chart, again, bearish, very bearish. You did not break previous high that by the time you overbought. And again, another coin that just is, again, that's a big no for me as far as investing in it or even trying to trade it. It's just not worth it. You don't even have data on the daily chart for as far as the 200-day moving averages. Let me look at the 4-hour. Yeah, you're well below the 200-day moving average on the 4-hour chart. So to me, again, Raven coin is still bearish. Almost just as bad as the last two coins we looked at. I'll be honest. These coins are not good coins to look at. I hate to say it, guys, but Kramer coin, is that going to be a degen coin? Because I feel like it is. It definitely is because you commented the other one. Kramer. I'll tell you this. Let me look at a group I'm in right now. Crazy calls. So, a group I'm in, hold on. So a degen group I'm in, because I kind of enjoy it, is called Crazy Calls. It's on KuCoin. I don't know. I mean, if you go join my Telegram, I can send you the link or whatever. But yeah, is this the coin you wanted to look at? Kramer coin. Market cap is 1.6 million. Volume is only 34,000. So, kind of maybe. Let's look at this. This actually looks somewhat interesting to me. You know, daily chart to me looks okay. Almost kind of like a double bottom on Kramer coin. It's a coin that I'd have to, I don't know. But to me, it looks like a double bottom. So it kind of looks interesting. 4-hour chart is making a lower low. So I'm not going to do any more TA than that. But, something to look at. Try to do your own TA on it if you want. But, DEX score is the perfect 99 out of 100. They have a Telegram group. So overall, it seems interesting. That's another one someone's trying to get you to buy. Selling it now by a small profit. That's awesome. Someone wants to look at Matic. So Matic, let me see if we can get this on like a KuCoin chart. Because I know it's on KuCoin. So the daily chart right now. Oh, this is what I had. I had this in a rising wedge. It tried to break to the upside. Now it's almost back in the pattern. And we'll see what happens. I like this. Okay, well, here's the thing. Be careful. But because the daily chart is oversold on the daily time frame, which is a huge time frame, and you've made a higher low, it's actually likely you break to the upside out of this rising wedge on Matic. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart is, again, bullish. Falling wedge on the 4-hour chart. This is interesting. So, if rising wedges, if they do break to the upside, it's rare they do, but if they do, they break out parabolically. So, this is bullish to me right now. You got the daily chart RSI is low. You got the 4-hour chart RSI is low. You got a falling wedge. And on the bigger time frame, on the daily chart, you have a rising wedge, which is usually a bearish pattern. But if it does want to break to the upside, they break out parabolically. You almost try to break out there. Obviously, it's failing right now. But let's look at the 1-hour chart. How's that looking? 1-hour chart is in a downtrend. It's not really a higher high. But to me, I like what I'm looking at on the 4-hour chart and on the daily chart. So this is something I'd watch. If it is going to break to the upside, the measure move for this would be basically $1.70. If you want to be conservative, maybe say $1.60 to be safe. But to me, Matic is bullish. Be careful of the rising wedge, but it does look like it wants to break to the upside out of that rising wedge. So I would just be careful. Tread carefully on these coins. Although Matic is a high market cap coin, so Matic actually looks decent to me. Out of all the coins we've looked at, this actually looks bullish to me. I'm not going to, the 1-hour chart's not quite ready for to trade it, but the bigger time frames look very good to me. What would I day trade? Whatever's looking juicy. Quant Opinion. It's not one I would invest in. I don't think there's anything. I told you the 3 I'd invest in, and Quant's not one of them. Matic pullback. Yeah. What about XRP? I would rather hold XLM, but that's just a personal opinion. I think XLM has more upside because it's a smaller market cap, and they do the same thing. But I don't know what's going on with the XRP legal case. If XRP wins that, which I don't know, maybe I haven't heard anything. I don't know what's going on with it. But if they have won the case, then, and the price didn't do anything, then that's bearish. If XRP hasn't won the case yet, and if they do end up winning, then obviously, again, it's going to go parabolic. I don't even know what the price is. If I were to guess, the price on XRP is 35 cents. Oh! It was 36.56 right now. Yeah. It's kind of dumped really hard, too. Yeah. You got rejected off resistance that you had at 54 cents. Then you also had a resistance at 46, 47 cents. You're getting the bounce at support that I had drawn from a while back around the 32 cents mark. You got a strong bounce. Now you're sitting at 36 cents. I'll do TA on XRP. So you got the daily chart, which is low. That's bullish. 4-hour chart is trying to make a higher low. It's looking like it's probably going to. And you got the 1-hour chart, which is making... 1-hour chart's not making a... Well, is it? 1-hour chart is not making a higher low, but you got the 4-hour chart making a higher low, as is the daily. So again, I like what I'm seeing to trade on XRP. I'm not going to take a trade on it, but XRP to me looks bullish. You had a massive dump. It's probably due for a nice pump on XRP. And then someone wants me to look at Polkadot. I did see someone join my trading group, so whoever that was, if you guys are still in here, appreciate it. It's on Telegram. The link is in my bio. So someone wants to look at Polkadot coin. You got the daily chart oversold. The 4-hour chart is making a 4-hour chart's now overbought, now breaking previous high. The trend will continue to the downside based on that. All you gotta look at is the stock RSI, and it basically tells you what the trend is doing. It's really that simple. If you overbought without breaking previous high, it's bearish, and then you're probably gonna have another correction. It's not rocket science, I promise you. Daily chart looks bullish to me, but then again, when I look at the 4-hour chart, it's telling me daily chart is probably going to roll over because the 4-hour chart can't get above a previous high, meaning if the smaller time frames aren't bullish, then the larger time frames aren't ready to be bullish yet either. It's really pretty much that simple. DOT is definitely not ready for a move to the upside, at least not a huge move to the upside on the daily chart. So, it is what it is. How's it going, Lord Cardano? Isn't XLM for personal transactions use and XRP for banking use? Yes, but again, it's pretty similar things that they do, right? They have a pretty similar use case. Can you look at Tezos? XLM is for retail. Thanks for the TA, no problem. I can look at Tezos, I suppose. So Tezos right now, what is Tezos doing? This is one I held in the last bull market. I did okay on it, but it just it didn't perform as well as I wanted it to. Kind of like Chainlink, it didn't do very well. Although, yeah, Chainlink did a lot better than Tezos, I'll say that. So it just broke support at $1.27. My next support I had drawn is all the way at 85 cents. To me, Tezos is bearish. You got the daily chart, which is low on the RSI. Do you guys see that? RSI is low. Let's look at the 4-hour chart and see how that's looking. 4-hour chart. This is the little rally you got. Look how pathetic that looks. This is the little rally you got, and you did not break a previous high. You see that's overbought. You did not break a previous high. The previous high was all the way up there at basically $1.50. Nowhere near that. You didn't even get above resistance. I mean, this looks horrible. So Tezos is still not ready for a move to the upside in a bull market. Like we've gone over the coins that are bullish to me. I think was this one of them? No, DOT wasn't one of them. I think it was Matic. Let me look at Matic. I think Matic was one that was ready to go. Matic looked bullish. Was it Matic? 4-hour chart, Matic is bullish. So Matic looks ready to go for a move to the upside. You got the daily low, you got the 4-hour low, making a higher low. Matic looks good. DOT does not look good. Tezos does not look good. I think XRP looked good. So I've told you a few of the coins that I think are bullish right now for macro move to the upside. I could be wrong, but what is CHZ? CHZ. What? Chili's? Is it Chili's? Maybe it's Chili's coin. All right, daily chart is trying to get moved to the upside. Let's look at the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart, again, does not look bullish to me. You got overbought without breaking previous highs. As simple as looking at the stock RSI to see what's going to happen. This is probably going to roll over on the daily chart. So the daily chart is going to come up here. Hold on. Let me zoom out. Probably what's going to happen is you got a bullish cross on the daily. But my move, I'm going to draw this out. Maybe next time we'll look at it. We'll see what happens come Tuesday. Might come up here a little bit, and it's probably going to roll over for another move to the downside because the 4-hour chart just can't get higher. Chili's is not ready for move to the upside. It's really not. And you fell so fast, that's not even like a falling wedge or anything. It's just a complete collapse on Chili's coins. So to me, no, you're not ready for a move to the upside. That's almost like a rising wedge right there too. Maybe not, but yeah, you went up so fast, it's really not like a rising wedge. But it's just not bullish. It's just not. Chili's is not ready, in my opinion, at least. Doge pumped hard the other day or last week or whenever it was. Dogecoin. So Dogecoin is trying to make the cross on the daily chart. The 4-hour chart is overbought, and you definitely double top there at basically 9.4 cents, I guess. And so that's obviously huge resistance. 9.4 was a double top, and the 4-hour chart's now overbought without breaking previous highs. So to me, Doge is a no-go. Doge is a no-go. Doge is up big today? No, it's not. Is it? That's up 7%. That's not big. Matic is the one. Quant rocks. Thank you so much. Yep. So one more request, if you can please do Algo LSS low. What is LSS? Guys, I love shitcoins. I love the request for shitcoins. I do like that. So Algo and then LSS. Add XRD to the watch list, bro. DApps go live quarter 2, 2023. EXRD, the wrapped version of XRD security token. So let me look at. So we got Algo and LSS. Okay, so let's go over and do Algo. And all right, so Algo is the next request we got. Let's just keep going through these. This is fun. All right, so Algo right now on Coinbase. Daily chart. All right, daily chart's low. No, this is a 4-hour chart. 4-hour chart's low too, though. So daily chart, daily chart dumped. You've got to bounce off support at 25.7. And the 4-hour chart right now is, let me zoom in a little bit. We'll see what happens. It's 4-hour chart's pretty low. I'm not going to call that yet as to whether that's a lower high or double top. I'm not a double top, double bottom, or just a higher low. We have to see it actually start bouncing because you're so close to this next support or this next last place you got to bounce. But you could say it's a double bottom if you didn't include the wicks. So to me, Algo might be ready. Be careful. Watch it. See what happens. Yeah, Algo looks okay. Doesn't look great. It's not my coin I would trade for sure. Your resistance that you got rejected off of, you got a little bit above it, but you got rejected off of it was 30.5 cents. So if you do get the bounce, that's what the first price I would look out for. Algo looks okay. It's not in a buy zone for me. It's not in a sell zone. It's in a no trade zone because you gotta see what it's in a wait and see zone. When the 4-hour chart continues to go lower, or if you hit 27.5, maybe you would look at this again. But to me, it's a no trade zone on Algo. Doesn't look bad, just doesn't look good either. And then LSS was the other request, which is on KuCoin. I don't know if it's on the FAMX exchange, but I do have a link for the FAMX exchange, which, if you do use my link for the FAMX exchange, you do get a discount trading. So the daily chart on whatever this coin is, that's low. The 4-hour chart is low. The problem is you got overbought on the 4-hour chart, didn't break previous high, now you're dumping. You haven't made a lower high here, so this is a little interesting. Probably, again, a no trade zone for me because the trend isn't complete. I mean, trend is down, but until you make a lower low, maybe this is the bottom here. This is one I'd watch. I'm definitely not calling the bottom just yet, but this is one that could be close to a bottom because with that wick. If you don't include the wicks in, it's definitely a lower low. So this is definitely a no trade zone. My guess is it probably keeps going down, but we'll see. When the RSI is low on the 4-hour chart and the daily chart, it's very likely you get some sort of bounce. So, it's hard to tell sometimes, especially with these low market cap coins. But that's a no trade zone for me. Appreciate the follow. Radix will replace Solana by this time next year. Screenshot this, I appreciate it. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the subscribes and whatever else, depending on what platform you're on. Both suck. Agreed for Doge and Chili's. Thoughts on the... someone wants to look at Volt. What is the? Oh, I know what... I've seen the before. I've seen it. It's yeah, I know what it is. I think. Is this it? So you look at this chart, and what do you think I'm going to say about this? Probably you don't want to touch it. So that's my thoughts on that. Volt, which is on... Ah, my God, what? Volt is on BitGet. Daily chart has more room to go to the downside. Pumped hard. 4-hour chart is overbought, not breaking previous high. It's that simple. The top is probably in for Volt. And I don't know what exchange you're looking at this on, but Volt to me is bearish. So... you'll buy them because I think it's going down. Hey, you do you, man. You do you. Good luck. I hope it works out for you. I wish you could short some of these coins on Uniswap. Could you imagine how much money you'd make? Way more money shorting these coins that pump up like crazy versus longing them. You would. Especially new coins that come out on Dex Tools or Uniswap, they pump up for a day or two or an hour or two, and then they dump like crazy hard, make a new low. Yeah, you'd make a lot of money if you could just short them. Wait a second. I saw ApeCoin down here. What is ApeCoin doing? I don't know. I saw it somewhere. I'm just curious what ApeCoin is actually at price-wise. $2.88. This was a coin that at the top of the bull market was $27. And it was a high market cap coin. Remember that? $27. Now you can't even get it. Yikes. Making new lows probably. Is it? Yeah, made a new low just now. The other day the new low was $2.80. So Ape, wow. That's destroyed. What's my favorite coin to buy right now? I'm not saying buy it right now, but this would be the coin I'm watching. Trump coin. I believe his rally is again on Tuesday. He's going to announce his presidency. When this happens, if you guys are degen, this thing will probably pump. This thing pumped 2 Sundays ago, 30x from the bottom to the top. It's just something to watch. 1.9 ETH buy earlier today pumped it up like 50%. So, that's my degen coin of the day. I've talked about it a little bit before, but the 3 coins I would buy for the next bull market, not financial advice, but the 3 ones I'm buying is Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Cardano might overtake Ethereum one day in market cap. We'll see. So that's why I'm buying both of them. But I also love Ethereum. I like Bitcoin because it's the #1 coin. And I'll buy a few altcoins with smaller positions. And, of course, I'll always trade my fun shit coins that have super low market caps because they have the most potential. Yes, you could lose everything, but you could also, if you only win 1 out of every 10 cheap coin trades or whatever you want to call them, you'll probably do very well. I mean, you probably will. You have to do your research, but so I'll probably small percent of my portfolio in the next bull market would be associated just trading these coins with really low market caps just for fun. And right now, I'll be honest, more of my portfolio is in these cheap market cap coins than probably should be. But I also know if we're very close to a bottom, then these will do very well come bull market, especially the meme coins. But yeah, so that's my little rant. This has been a long stream, so I appreciate it, guys. We do have a Telegram group, so feel free to join that. The link is in my bio and in the description on YouTube. We have an affiliate link for the FAMX exchange. Check that out. You get discounts if you trade there. And what else? Pretty sure if you hit the subscribe button, if you guys are new, with like button as well. To wrap things up, if Bitcoin does not get above 17,500, we are going to look for a lot more downside. We just looked when I first started the stream. If you guys missed it, we're on YouTube. Go rewind the stream and look at what I said. But I'll recap it really quickly. As I said, according to Bookmap, if Bitcoin does not get above 17.5, which was key support for several months, now it's huge resistance. If we don't get above 17.5, we are very bearish on the larger time frames. If we don't get above 17.5, you're going to go to the next support, which is at 12.5, and it's not going to go down straight. It's not going to go straight down, but guess what? It's going to go to where the next liquidity zone is at on Bitcoin, which is 15,500. And if you lose that, you're looking at 14,000. If you lose that, 12.5 is the next support. Just be cautious, because I think if you don't get above 17.5, I said the low is probably in. I was very wrong about that, especially if we don't get back above 17.5. So if we do go, 17.5 is what you have to get above. If you don't get above it, look for a macro move to the downside again on the larger time frames. It was at 30,000 when I first bought Bitcoin. Awesome. I first bought Bitcoin, I think, just over 2 years ago. It was at $7,000. I wish I bought more. Hey, I bought one Bitcoin at $7,000, and of course I sold it. I shouldn't have done that. But, I had a similar story with Dogecoin, Shibcoin. I bought those really, really cheap, and of course I just traded them. I bought Shibcoin at one point before the hype really got into it. I don't know what the market cap was. I put $4,000 in. I sold it a few days later for like $20,000. If I just would have waited another 12 hours, it would have been worth like $70,000. It kind of sucks, but hey. So that's teaching me this next bull run. If you're going to buy a low market cap coin and you do really well on it, like a 10x in a few days, sell your initial investment, maybe sell a double, and then leave the rest in for a moon bag. If I even left $1,000 in Dogecoin or Shibcoin, I'd be sitting pretty right now. But I bet a lot of people could say that too. So I made what crash? Anyways. So with that being said, I think that's going to about cover everything that I wanted to talk about and then some. Guys, we'll be back live on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. And then, of course, every single Saturday, we are live at 3 p.m. Central Time or very near it. I know today we went live later, but we still had a great turnout, so I appreciate that. Yep. No problem. You're welcome. So that's kind of all I got. With that being said, guys, I think I'm going to end the stream, and I will see you guys in the next live stream on Tuesday, 8 p.m. Central Time. Until then, trade safe and have a great weekend. And hopefully, I'm a Steelers fan. Hopefully, we can get a win tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. Until then, have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next one.